Hello, my powerful educator friends. Today we are going to observe ourselves. And I don't mean look in the mirror and see how we look or see how we're doing our poses today. We're going to look at ourselves from the inside out. So to begin, let's just practice a couple deep breaths and settle yourself. Always before we begin breathing and stretching, we want to just get settled. So sit down with me and notice how you're seated. Is your spine long here and shoulders back? And just relax your eyes for a moment. Go ahead and close them. Notice how you're feeling on the inside. And begin breathing in intentionally. We're breathing all day long, but we forget to really notice how we're breathing. So slow your breathing down now. Slow yourself down. Or actually, just unplug from wherever you are. Rip the cord out. And be with yourself. This is a gift for you. Taking that time to just be with you. So begin taking deeper and longer breaths and smoothing out your breath. As you inhale, press your bottom down. Feel your strong inside your spine. Feel your heart opening here. With each exhale, just soften your shoulders back away from your ears. Soften your face. Let the muscles even of your fingers relax. And then slowly flip open your eyes and come to a tabletop. So a couple things to remember in tabletop. When we're on our knees, you can have a blanket, or sometimes I just fold my mat over, double padding. Let's work here on our knees to begin. In tabletop, spread your fingers wide and press down into the earth, your foundation. So your hands are pressing away from the mat and your heart is lifting here. Go ahead and drop your belly and let your pelvis just sprawl open, shoulders back. And go ahead and look up to the ceiling if possible and take a big breath in. Now exhale and slowly arch your spine like a cat on the exhale and lift it up and let your head just hang here. Let it go left and right, yes and no. Let it drop here with an arched spine. And now your pelvis tucked in. Inhale, look up. Drop your belly, look up. Exhale, arch your spine with your breath, very slowly moving. Let your head hang. Breathe in, open up, open your heart, shoulders draw back. Exhale, tip your pelvis in, drop your head. Now here, let's open up our hips a little bit. Just spread your knees a little bit wider and come back and do some circles and really loosen up our hips. So come around and come forward, around up in front of our hands, and then come to the back. Just make a big circle, loosening up around our hip joints. Maybe we've been seated. Use your breath. Continue to observe your breath and observe how you feel from the inside out. And then pause at the top and let's go the other way. This feels really nice on your hips. All the way back and then circle forward. Even stretching your wrists a little bit when you come forward. Going the opposite way of your keyboard. All the way up. And then come back to neutral. Press your right foot. Well, let's start with our left foot. Press your left foot out today. Stay here, press your hands down, lift your left hand, find that balance here. Your abdomen turning on, your muscles in your stomach. Stretch out. Take your gaze right in the front of your mat and breathe. That long, smooth, calming breath. And observe if you're able to lengthen on the exhale. And then bring your hand down to keep your leg up and cross your leg behind you and take your gaze over and look at your toe. So you can get a nice side stretch here. Just look at your toe behind you and then come back to the center, stretch it out again and lower it down. Good. Let's go to the opposite way. Press your right foot out this time. Notice your foundation pressing down, balanced here, long neck, so your gaze is right down. Listen to my words, not always watching what I'm doing, so you can lengthen your spine and then lift your other hand up. Breathe here, long, deep breaths. And one more breath in and lower it down. Okay, now cross your right foot behind your left, the outside of your mat, and take your gaze and look at your left foot. Stretching out your side, your right side. Breathe here. I guess we're looking at our right foot, aren't we? Deepen your breath. Come back to the center, stretch it out, and then down. Okay, right into downward facing dog. Off of our knees, spread your fingers wide, roll your back toe under, and lift your hips. Here in downward facing dog, go ahead and press your hands. Now you can see my spine is kind of curved. You want to press your hands away from you and lengthen your spine out and drop your head. Go ahead and come up on your tippy toes. Inhale. On the exhale, press your heels down. Inhale, come up on your tippy toes. Exhale, press your heels down. Now this time, come forward into a plank pose. Plank pose. Shoulders are over your wrist. And if this is too much for you, always drop your knees. Breathe here. Deepen your breath. Plank pose. Exhale, back to downward facing dog. Press your hands away from you. Really get a long spine. One more time. Come into plank pose. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lift your right leg high. Lift it up. So here you're balancing on 3. Lift it. Your hips are squared to the mat. Keep your breathing going. Inhale. On the exhale, bring your knee into your chest and then pop it. Put your foot between your hands. And a lot of times we have to help our foot to get there. So here we're in a lunge. Just feel this lunge. Drop your back knee. Take a big inhale. Exhale, straighten your leg. Drop your knee. Inhale, open your heart. Exhale, straighten your leg. One more time. Drop your knee and straighten your leg. Now go ahead and drop your knee down. Walk your hands up to your knee and then lift your hands up. Here we are on our knee again. So here, hug your hips towards, your thighs towards each other and lift your fingers. Take your gaze solidly on one spot in front of you, working on your focus, your attention. Draw your abs in, so we're not just sprawling out. Hug your lower ribs in. Breathe here. Now bring your hands to your heart. Press your palms together. Come forward a little bit, and then take your left elbow and cross it over to your right knee. And here, press your palms together to get some length in your spine. And open up. Yeah, just open up. Use your breath. Continue with your long breath. And then bring your hands back up over your head. Inhale. Now bring your left hand behind you and right hand forward and just open up this side. Take your gaze behind you, breathe here. Long, strong arms. Now see if you can just touch your heel or not to challenge yourself. Side stretch, big breath in. And now windmill your hands down to the ground. Back to your plank pose. Breathe in. Lower to the ground using your knees if you need to. Now I want you to come up to cobra pose. In cobra pose, press your feet down, lift your heart. Hands come up. Breathe in, lift your heart. Open up. Another big breath in. Exhale, plant your hands down. Press yourself back up to plank pose and back to volcano or downward facing dog. Breathe here. Now this time, lift your left foot high. Step your left foot between your hands. Help it if you need to. When I began, I always helped it. And then let's go ahead and lower our back knee. Lower and straighten. Use your breath to move. Breathe in, lower. Exhale, straighten. Long, smooth breaths. Breathe in and straighten. Now lower your back knee down. Walk your hands up. Just go ahead and lift up here. Breathe deep. So here, notice your thighs are hugging towards each other. Your lower ribs are tucking together. Fingers are lifted. Use your breath. Long, smooth, focused breaths. Now bring your hands to your heart. Press your palms together. Lean forward. Take a big breath in. On the exhale, cross your right elbow over, if possible, to your thigh. If not, any kind of twist is good. Wherever you are, press your palms together. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Feel the long spine. On the exhale, twist open. Breathe in what you need here. Observe what you need to take today. What is it in these twists you also get rid of? Something you're holding on. Any thoughts? Deepen your breath. And come back to the center. Big inhale through your nose. And then open up the opposite direction. Bring your right shoulder back. And left hand forward. Almost a 180-degree line. And feel the opening here. See if you can look back to your thumb. Breathing deeply, longer. Now we're going to go and see if we can touch our heel. Maybe not. Don't be hard on yourself. See if you can touch it. Just open to the side. And then windmill your hands or fall back down to your plank pose. Breathe in. Lower to the ground. Use your knees if you need to. Breathe in, cobra. Lift your heart up. Lower down. Now press yourself all the way up using your knees if you need to, back to downward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Take one big breath in. Exhale, bend your knees, hop to your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Fold your body. Rise up with power. Big inhale. Hands to your heart. Okay, we're going to do all that one more time in the pattern. Here we go. Breathe in. Stretch your hands up over your head. Exhale, fold your body. Halfway lift. Plant your hands. Breathe in plank pose. Exhale, lower to the ground. Breathe in, cobra, lift your heart. Exhale, lower. Press yourself back up, downward facing dog. Now, lift your right leg high this time. Exhale, step your right foot between your hands. Now this time, lower your back knee and let's straighten our front leg. Just straighten it. Breathe here. So we're going do this pattern, move a little quickly, so stay with me or come back to this. All right, come back to your lunge. While you're in your lunge, you can lower your back knee or you can come all the way up to crescent lunge. Here, take a couple breaths in crescent lunge. Bring your hands to your heart. Lean forward. Inhale and twist. Take a couple breaths here. Back to the center, inhale. And this time, open up to the side to warrior two. Breathe here in warrior two, our first time in warrior two. Front knee is bent, back foot's pressing down. Reverse back, inhale. Exhale, windmill your hands down. Back to your plank pose. Use your knees if you need to. Breathe in. Lower slowly to the ground. Continue that deep breathing. Cobra, inhale. Exhale, lower. Press yourself back up using your strength and back to downward facing dog. Other side. Lift your left leg high. On the exhale, swing it between your hands. Help it if you need to. Lower your back knee. This time, straighten your front leg. Take a couple breaths here. Catch your breath. Come back forward. Straighten your back leg and bring yourself all the way up to crescent lunge. Focus and stay with your breath here. You can do this. Bring your hands to your heart. Lean forward. Take a big breath in. On the exhale, twist. Press your palms together. 2 deep breaths here. Use your breath. Back up to the center. Inhale. Open up to warrior two. Back foot pressing down, front knee is bent. Roll your shoulders back. Breathe deep. Lower ribs hugging together. Inhale, reverse back. Exhale, windmill your hands down. You got this. Back to plank pose. Breathe in. Lower to the ground. Breathe in, cobra. Exhale, lower. Press yourself back up to tabletop here. And this time, spread your knees apart to child's pose. So knees are apart in child's pose. Bring your heels together. Let your hips come back on your heels. Maybe you could just come down to your elbows. Maybe you can come all the way down. Wherever you are, I want you to close your eyes and go inside. Close your eyes and breathe. Take 5 breaths. Feel what's happening here. 5 deep, long breaths. Excellent. And then slowly come up to tabletop and come all the way around to a seated position. Bring your heels in close to you. Bring your hands behind you and lift your hips here. Let your head hang. Take a couple breaths here. Then lower down, and we're gonna come right into boat pose. In boat pose, sit up tall, hands to your side. And if you're here, that's great. If you want more, lift up. If you want more, straighten your legs and straighten your arms. Look at your toes. Focus on your breathing. Keep lifting. Long, smooth breaths. You can do this. Slowly lower down. Come back to reverse tabletop. Open up. Really lift your heart open. And slowly lower down. Bring your feet straight. Hands to the side, and slowly come all the way down on your back. Close your eyes, melt here a minute. Bring your right knee in, hug it in. Allow your right knee to go over to the left. cactus your right arm and just look over to the right. Yeah, look over to the right. Let go here. Get back in your body. Breathing deeply. Relax. Begin to release here. Release fear. Release stress. Release what is ever holding you back here. And then slowly bring that knee back in, hug it in close, and straighten it out. Bring your other knee in, hug it in. On the exhale, allow your left leg to cross over your right, and then bring your left cactus hand out to the side and take your gaze to the left. Breathe into here, or do whatever feels right with your arm. Adjusting when needed, not judging yourself or being hard on things you can and can't do. Then bring both knees in and hug them. And bring yourself all the way out to Shavasana. And here I want you to roll your shoulder blades together and get an opening in your heart. Open your palms and allow your toes to just sprawl out to the side. And while you're here, bring your breath back to its natural cadence. Allow your eyes to relax. Allow your mouth to relax. Feel what's happening from the inside out. If you feel like you're relaxed, just relax more. And stay here in this important relaxing pose. Feel peace. Feel presence. The act of watching ourselves, neutrally observing ourselves without judgment or reproach, can be a powerful tool for change. If you've tried and tried to change, but it hasn't worked, then watch yourself. Watch what you say. Watch what you think. How you feel. How you act. And watch how you react. Don't try to stop yourself. Don't judge. Just observe. Notice. Watch yourself. Then watch how you grow and how you change. And slowly roll over to a fetal position on your side. A sign of birth, a sign of growth. And then push yourself up ever so gently to a seated position. Moving gently, slowly. And then as you sit here, press your bottom down and really notice and watch how you're seated. And bring your hands up over your head, big long stretch. And bring your hands to your heart. Thank you so much for showing up today and giving yourself the gift of breathing and stretching, and giving yourself the gift of observing without judging yourself. Namaste.